Engineering in the UK is facing its greatest challenge yet. The UK is producing about half the numbers of engineers, scientists and technologists that it needs. What's unique about the Institution of Mechanical Engineers is that although we've been around a long time, we've been taking quite an entrepreneurial approach about how we inspire young people into engineering. Now, more than ever, we need the involvement of our members.
We need to understand a lot more about the context in which young people learn and how they perceive engineering as part of their education. The Five Tribes report is based on a piece of research that we carried out in 2014 to try and understand more about young people's values, their beliefs, their attitudes and actually their ambitions as well. We've discovered that there are in fact 5 distinct groups of young people in the UK. The STEM devotees are our typical audience, and you can imagine that some of these young people will get jobs in some sort of STEM-related area. The enthused, unfocused group are very interested in STEM and engineering, but they don't quite see it as a career for them. With the right level of support and confidence building, we believe that this group could be a very good source of future engineers. We support a whole range of projects which could be described as outreach, but they are really about engagement with people on an emotional level. And one of the best examples of inspiring the next generation is the Bloodhound Project.
The first objective was to inspire and create a new generation of scientists and engineers. Number 2 is to share the project. The third one is to get a new world land speed record of 1,000 miles an hour. The engineering excellence on this is really quite something. I mean, you're doing something which has never been done before, so there's an enormous amount of innovation. At the moment, we've got some 6,000 schools on the programme. We've got 800 ambassadors, and their job is to provide the support for the schools. And what we're doing is introducing a subject which they have no experience for. If we're turning up there with the modular show car or one of the glass fibre show cars, the effect on these kids is quite astonishing.
Bloodhound is going to be more appealing to the STEM devotees, but it also holds appeal for others as well. Five Tribes research will help us to think about future projects and how they might inspire other tribes. We can then start building up a repertoire of initiatives to attract a whole range of individuals. But inspiring young people on its own is really not good enough. We also need to inform them about the opportunities so they can make an informed choice about their future. Tomorrow's Engineers promotes paths into engineering careers and shows young people the range of opportunities that are available to them.
At 11 to 14, you're really looking to have that Catholic view of your skills. So you need maths, you need physics, you also need some arts. It's actually creating the excitement in the teachers, in the head teachers, in the parents, in the governing bodies, and in the schools in each classroom that there's great stuff to be done. This is a world you can lean into. And that's what Tomorrow's Engineer is about. It's about getting coordinated effort from the industry, from the institutions, into every school. The commitment that we have from people like the IMechE makes us an articulate sector of the economy to the people that really matter, which is the youngsters, because that's who are going to save our world tomorrow.
The value of Tomorrow's Engineers is that it provides information and opportunities to find out more for all of the tribes. We're also very keen to transform the practice of teachers to be able to deliver engineering education to young people.
Primary Engineer is a whole programme of teacher training in primary schools to integrate science, technology, maths through engineering. We kind of coined this phrase STEM by stealth, and we actually pinched it from a classroom. And one of the kids said, "You've been teaching us maths and science without telling us."
The Teacher Industrial Partners Scheme allows teachers to spend 2 weeks in industry so that they can be exposed to what it's like to be working in a modern industrial setting, so that they can bring that back into the classroom.
Kids are always thinking about their futures, and as teachers we only know the academic route. In terms of careers advice, I can really talk about things like apprenticeships, which I didn't know much about before, how an engineering organisation works, what kind of people work there. It's been really helpful.
The Big Ideas on Engineering Education is a research programme to explore some what-if questions. What if we were to make engineering more prominent in our schools? What if we challenge the view that academic routes are the only ones of value?
Many young people are put off from subjects like engineering and science because they see them as very narrow. How about flagging up to young people those aspects of the schooling they already received that are to do with engineering, broadening out what engineering means. From a very young age, children get channelled into particular routes. They're not able to keep their options open. This culture of early specialisation is preventing many young people continuing with science and engineering, and it's very difficult later to come back to these subjects. It'd be really interesting to think about whether we could have a broader curriculum in this country and what the effects might be.
What we're hoping to provoke is some real honest debate about the role of school education in contributing to the provision of engineering skills.
It's very clear from our research that it's still widely perceived as a masculine area, and more needs to be done to challenge that.
If we want more girls to consider a career in the sector, we should frame engineering as a socially valuable entity.
Here in Westminster, at the headquarters of the institution, we form a lot of relationships with a lot of our key politicians. And in fact, that's one of the reasons the institution's here, to put engineering issues right into the heart of government.
Since the financial crisis of 2007, the political establishment has rediscovered the importance of engineering and manufacturing. Politicians need to understand engineering better.
We can't do it on our own. It's also about institutions like the IMechE to promote manufacturing as a really positive career. I've been fortunate to work with a number of representatives from the IMechE, and what they've done puts them out there as an outstanding institution.
We want to get out there and tell people about the need for engineers in the future, how exciting the jobs are and how vital they are to the economy.
The range of industries, employers, services and the opportunities as an engineer entering the profession are probably broader than they've ever been.
If we want to improve the participation in engineering, we need to look at engineering itself. What's the culture like? How does it portray itself? And also the wider structure of education.
The members themselves actually want the institution to get involved in schools. The only way the members can spread the message is actually by doing it themselves.
The role of the ambassador is really important, the ability of the IMechE to get its message out about how important engineering is.
Unless we have enough ambassadors to spread the message, we're not able to fulfil the institution's primary objective to inspire the next generation.
Raising the profile of the professional engineer, getting society aware of what engineers really do is really important if we really want to make a difference in the future. And let's face it, that's what engineering is all about, improving the world through engineering.